Greetings, Lions. This video is about New South industry. According to Henry Grady of the Atlanta Constitution, the South must follow the North's example and industrialize in the future if it wanted to succeed and stop being broke. This idea that the South must follow the North's example and industrialize becomes the New South Creed. But the big question is, how would this New South go about that? Well, so happens it does it in a number of ways. First is textiles. The South built textile mills, and this became the chief industry of the South in the late 19th century. Textile mills stretched from North Carolina to Texas, and the workforce of these textile mills consisted mainly of women and children, as their hands were smaller to work the machines and fix machines. Plus, as you might expect in this time, factory owners could pay women and children less money than they could men. Second way, tobacco. Tobacco experienced a rebirth in North Carolina as the cigarette was invented. Centered in Durham, North Carolina, it was led by John Ruffin Green and Bull Durham Tobacco. James Buchanan Duke later bought Bull Durham and merged it into a larger company, American Tobacco. You might remember their brand, Lucky Strikes. In 1924, the Duke family also donated $40 million to Trinity University in Durham, North Carolina, which was then renamed Duke University. The Dukes also had their hand in a new form of energy at the turn of the century, our third way of industrializing the South, hydroelectric power. Their monopoly on power in the Carolinas would lead the federal government to spearhead a massive project on the Tennessee River in the 1930s called the Tennessee Valley Authority. The TVA, as it was also known, would bring electric power to the region for the first time. More about the Tennessee Valley Authority when we get to the Great Depression and the New Deal. The fourth way the New South industrialized was in steel, as coal and iron ore, the ingredients you need to make steel, were discovered around Birmingham, Alabama, and the steel industry flourished there. Birmingham became known as the Pittsburgh of the South. The fifth way was lumber. New factories required workers, and workers required homes. Lumber was needed to construct company housing, and plenty of it could be found in East Texas and in Arkansas. Thus, at the turn of the century, 1900, and for one brief moment, timber and lumber had become more valuable than textiles, and lumber became the chief industry of the New South. But at about the same time, our fifth method came about. You see, you have old Jeb Clampett. He's out there in the backwoods shooting for some food, and instead of hitting something to eat, instead he hits the ground, and out of the ground comes black gold. Texas tea, crumbling crude. Seriously, that last line comes from the Beverly Hillbillies. But, truth be told, petroleum was found in Spindletop, Texas in 1901, and the value of petroleum soon surpassed that of lumber. If you don't believe me, just ask these moguls: Jerry Jones, T-Bone Pickens. Other industries that flourished in the New South during this period included oysters along the Gulf Coast, fertilizers in South Carolina and Florida, ships in Virginia, and liquor in Tennessee and Kentucky. Jack Daniels was introduced to the market in 1875, Jack Daniels whiskey, that is. There are also canneries for fruits and vegetables, and clay, glass, and stone products. All of these methods, textiles, tobacco, steel, lumber, hydroelectric power, oil, oysters, fertilizers, ships, liquor, none of this would have been possible in the New South without Northern investment. After all, as you might remember from Reconstruction America, the South was broke. Northern investment also meant not only did it provide an infusion of cash for the South, but it also meant that the Southerners had less control over the decisions concerning their own economy. These Northern investors forced the South to do business only with them, much like a mother country would expect from its colonies. And this has led some historians to state that the North had a colonial relationship from the South. To sum up, for this New South to work, it was realized that the New South must abandon agriculture and industrialize, and went about that in a number of ways: textiles, tobacco, hydroelectric power, steel, lumber, oil, oysters, fertilizer, ships, and liquor. But none of this would have been possible without Northern investment. Well, thank you for watching this video, and may the force be with you.